Happy Monday. It's November 3rd, 2025, and time for your Monday market update. Let's take a quick look at our Montgomery County numbers for the last 7 days. We had 131 new listings. We had 110 under contract, 149 closed sales, 57 price changes, 4 expireds, and 26 currently on the private network. So some of this is normal for the seasonally adjusted. We're heading into the holidays. Halloween is over. Happy Halloween, by the way. I hope you had a great holiday. And as we head into the holidays, it is normal for us to see less homes hitting the market, although 131 new listings is not bad. And 110 under contract still great. So we still have pretty active market for this time of year. We're not seeing a huge slowdown as compared to pre-pandemic levels. Yes, we still have far less homes being sold. We still have far less new homes hitting the market. But considering the time of year that we're going into and where interest rates are and affordability, it all seems relatively normal. It definitely feels like we are heading for a more normal market. However, we still have interest rates that are higher than what people were liking in 2021 and 2022. We know that, but they're actually pretty great rates right now. We're at low sixes. Now, interest rates, mortgage rates, did go up 20 basis points after the Fed's cut last week. Now that is because the market had already anticipated the Fed's cut, but what it did not anticipate was the commentary after the Fed meeting. Jerome Powell came out and said that he is not 100% confident that he will do another rate cut in December, whereas most people were expecting that they will do yet another cut, and so the market didn't respond super favorably to that. Now this is supposed to be jobs week, but it is not, because we don't have our reports coming out because we are on day 34 of the government shutdown. Tomorrow we will tie the longest shutdown that there has ever been, and it looks as though a new record will be reached. That is problematic for many people in the government sector, most notably our air traffic controllers. So we've got some issues that are going to start to trickle down if we don't get something figured out very soon. And it doesn't appear as though the president is super motivated to concede on any of his demands in order to make the agreement come to fruition. So not to get political, but it doesn't seem like there's an end in sight at the moment. Now, it is the first Monday of the new month, so we do have our new numbers from October from InfoSparks. So I did a little dive because as we head into the holiday season, a lot of people are thinking, oh, I'm just going to wait till spring. So let's take a look at what the market's doing and kind of analyze what might be the best plan of attack if you are thinking about selling your home. Now remember, we're doing our first-time home buyer and home seller seminar on Wednesday, November 12th. So if you are interested in coming to that, it'll be here at my new building. It'll be a great chance to see the new space, and it'll be very informative, talking about what the market was doing and what we anticipate is going to happen, and what you could maybe do to get your home ready for sale this winter if you are thinking about a spring sale. Now, looking at prices, if you were to Google real estate news, you would see all kinds of headlines like almost every city in Alabama is seeing price reductions. You're seeing that there's prices going down all over the country. This is why it's really important to make sure that you're listening to local news, because real estate is hyper local. And around here in Northern Illinois, we are not seeing that happen. In fact, I pulled some county numbers this time rather than looking at specific cities. I pulled the counties. So Montgomery County, Lake County, Cook County, and Kane County. So in all of those counties, we are seeing year-over-year price appreciation still. So in McHenry County, we are seeing an average sales price in October of $381,891. $381,891,000. I can say it. That is up 5.4% year over year. In Lake County, the average sales price is $522,360. That is up 9.7% year over year. In Kane, it's $423,000. That's up almost 5%. In Cook, it's $473,000. That's up almost 8%. So year over year, we are continuing to see appreciation in our area. Now, if you look at 2022 prices, because people are saying, oh, but Miranda, prices are so high, we can't possibly keep going. When is, I hear people saying, well, when are they going to come down? Prices are going to drop. Well, as is true with every economic principle, if supply is low and demand is high, prices are going to continue to go up, and that is still our situation here. We still have very low inventory. We are nowhere near our pre-pandemic levels. In fact, in McHenry County, we are still seeing about 1 month supply. A fair and balanced market is between 4 and 6 months. We haven't had that since 2016. So in 2019 even, we had 3-month supply. In Cook County, they're still at two-month supply, so a little bit higher than we are here. But Lake, McHenry, and Kane counties are all still seeing very low inventory, nowhere near a fair and balanced inventory. So our inventory is still low. Demand is still high given how many homes are on the market, and so we are still seeing price increase. Now, I looked at the 2022 prices in November, and right now we are at about 20% appreciation over 2 years in all counties. It's about 22% in McHenry, 21% in Lake, 23% in Kane, and 18% in Cook. So overall, we are still seeing prices increasing. We are still seeing days on market. They're going up a little bit, but nowhere near where we were pre-pandemic. Same with inventory and percent. The only thing we are starting to see is percent last list closes down to 99%. So we're still seeing most homes are selling for their list price or maybe a little bit under, but not a lot. So our market is still very, very strong in the suburbs of Chicago and in the city. So we are seeing demand is still high. Prices are still going up, they're still appreciating, and we're seeing a little bit more days on market, a little bit less of your percent of list priced sold, but our market is still very, very strong here in the Midwest. So it is still a good time to sell. If you're thinking about waiting until the spring, you absolutely could. It does appear that we're getting a little bit more inventory every month, so you might have a bit more competition in the spring than you do right now, but our market is very strong and our prices are holding steady. If you have any other questions, please always feel free to reach out to me. You can direct message me here on social media, or you can text me or email me. My cell phone is 815-529-0777. Please feel free to reach out or email me at Miranda@mirandaaltteam.com. Have a great rest of your Monday. Bye-bye.